Hi guys! Today I'm going to show you how to do some basic movements in Scratch. Scratch is a program where you can make different games and simulations simply without taking too much time. First we're going to type in Scratch and it should pop up right up there, and I'm going to go to Create, and it's going to create a new project. So to first start off, we're going to choose a sprite. For this video, I'm going to be using a ball, but feel free to use anything else in your projects. Then we're going to the events section, get a when green flag clicked block and put it wherever you like. Then go to control and grab two blocks from here. Get a forever loop, and inside of it put an if then statement. Then we're going to go to sensing and we'll scroll down and find the key pressed and change it to whatever you want. I'm gonna right now for this video I'm gonna set it to right arrow, and I'm going to go to motion and I'm going to make it so it's pointing in the direction 90. For this video, we're doing the right part right now, but if you're doing the left arrow, the up arrow, or the down arrow, then you might as well change the direction. And keep in mind, if you're using any other sprites that have more detail than just a ball, then it's going to flip the entire object itself, so be aware of that. And then after getting the direction we want, we're going to get a move 10 steps block. Feel free to change how many steps it does. Each step is equal to a pixel. So after that, we're going to start it. And if I press the right arrow, it moves to the right, but it can't move to the left. And to simply do that, we would duplicate this script by right-clicking on it and pressing the duplicate option. And then we can adjust this, set the if key right arrow pressed into left arrow, change the direction to point in the opposite direction, -90, and move 10 steps. So if we start the project again, we can now move in different directions. But do you see how the ball flips over like that? If you don't like how that works, then you can set it to don't move. You can set the rotation style to left, right, and then it will not change it to go upside down or anything. It will go left or right, either way. If you want to do it up and down, then that's pretty simple. Duplicate this spot and put it down below the if statements and replace it with the ones you want. A key up arrow pressed, point in direction 0, and move 10 steps. Go to the last one, when if key down arrow pressed, point in direction 180, move 10 steps. So when we start this project, it should go left and right, up and down. That is basically, this is the basic movement of Scratch. So this is the most basic it can get. And if you want the ball or your character to face the same way no matter what, then set the rotation style to don't rotate. Or if you want it to rotate all around, then you can set it to all around. And if you're comfortable using the WASD keys, you can either do the simple option and switch it back to WASD, as I'm doing right now. And yeah, you can assort it in that way. Or if you want both of them to work at the same time, then grab all of these sensing blocks out and go to operators and find an OR block and duplicate it for 3 times until you have 4 of them. Put one in each of these if-then statements and then duplicate all of the sensing blocks you originally had. And once you do that, you put all the controls back in. So you can put, if the key down arrow pressed, the key up arrow pressed, the left arrow and the right arrow in. And in the extra OR area, then you can switch it to, instead of right arrow, you can set it to be D. Instead of left arrow, you can set it to be A. Instead of up arrow, you can set it to be W. And instead of down arrow, you can set it to S. And you can put them right in the order. So D, A, W, S. So as you can see, when I start the project up, if I use the WASD keys, it still does work. And if I use the arrow keys, it works the same way. So that's all for this video. And you can make modifications, feel free about that. And I'm gonna come up with a new video soon. See ya.